You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Here we go. Yo! Yeah, it's the realest on the radio, the party bro in the audio, making everybody go. Yo, welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents live on this Monday morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Rock 102.1 KFMA, or if you're streaming us worldwide, KFMA.com. Thank you. And good morning, Mari.
Good morning.
We got a great show lined up for you today. We're counting down to big festivities here, left and right. 'Tis the season for going out and enjoying life and hanging out with family. This Friday is a big Roadrunners game, doing the Marvel Spider-Man night. It's also Beef's cheap seats, so you can get those half-price tickets if you use the code word SPIDER. And I'm also giving away a pair of tickets for that game. So that's big. That's check one. But of course, you know, we're in December where we got the holidays upon us. And with the holidays, we also have New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is coming up here soon. Yeah. And New Year's Eve day, we have a big bowl game, the Barstool Arizona Bowl. Yes. And they just announced yesterday who the two teams are going to be. Yeah. Are you excited for this?
Yeah.
I wish I had a drum roll, but I don't have a drum roll. The two teams that are going to be playing against each other at the first annual Barstool Arizona Sports. Now, if any of the Arizona Bowl committee was listening to me right now, they get mad if I said first annual. So it's the first year that Barstool is sponsoring the Arizona Bowl. Right. It's going to pit Boise State University against Central Michigan University. So there's a couple colleges that are okay. You know, it should be okay. Pretty decent game. I don't know. I don't follow either one, but, you know, Boise State University, that sounds pretty legit.
Yep.
And then with that, they also announced the halftime entertainment. Have you seen this, Mari?
No.
Okay, you're going to actually probably dig this.
You think?
Yeah. So I heard rumors about that they were going to have a big halftime performer. Barstool was going to foot the bill to bring in a big name to perform at the halftime for the Arizona Bowl. And I actually know people on the inside of the committee or sponsors who knew this information, my boss included. They were privy to it, but they refused to let me know who it was because they think I have a big mouth or something, which is insane.
So accurate.
Yeah, but now the cat's out of the bag, and it looks like Scott Stapp will be performing at the halftime.
Wow.
For the Arizona Bowl, yes.
No way.
Scott Stapp of Creed, yeah. Now, they only paid for Scott, so they didn't pay for the other three members of Creed. So it's on a Creed halftime show. But there's one thing, and that it doesn't even stop there, okay? So Scott Stapp doing a halftime show at the game. Well, then afterwards, you know, there's going to be a big downtown party, right? Yeah. It's New Year's Eve. And Barstool has their fingerprints all over that. They're putting in a bunch of money, so they're trying to make this New Year's Eve the biggest and best New Year's Eve in downtown Tucson yet. And I'm stoked about it. So they have live performances downtown happening on New Year's Eve. One is like a covers band, 80s and Gentlemen. So I think they play like 90s grunge music. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Linda Ronstadt's, I think, granddaughter.
Oh, really? You know who they are?
Yeah.
Are they local? Okay. So 80s and Gentlemen is going to be on the bill, and they are opening up for the one and only one-hit wonders, Plain White Tees.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So if you want to hear Hey There, Delilah,
yeah,
about 5 times in a row, counting down to New Year's Eve, you got to be downtown.
That's a good song. I'm there.
Yeah, I wonder if they have other songs. I know I've listened to other songs to Plain White Tees, and I'm sure they'll throw in a couple covers. They sing really well. And, you know, I hope they wear a sweater and not just a plain white tee because it's going to be a little nipply out.
You're a dork.
I know. But those are all big announcements here. So get ready. December is rocking, and we have a lot of cool festivities just lined up on our calendar. So, like, every weekend, there's going to be something massive going on. And I hope you guys are rested up and ready to party because we're ready to party.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of partying, I got a couple tunes we're going to play before we bring back the Morning Moron. You're going to be listening for your keyword for the Master of Prizes at 7:15 this morning. And if you enter to win, you may win yourself a brand new iPad. The iPad is what we're giving away this week in Master of Prizes. So 7:15 is the time that I'm going to give you the keyword to text so you can enter to win that iPad. So good luck to you on that. So let's get the music going. You feeling good today, Mari?
I am.
Good. We're going to have a good show.
Mm-hmm.
I promise that to everybody who sticks around.
Yep.
Oh, do me a favor, though. Text your best friend to turn on Rock 102.1 KFMA this morning.
Yeah.
So they know that we're having a good show. We're going to have a good time together. Asking Alexandria coming up after Metallica. Here's Enter Sandman and Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beef Egan Presents. Let's go! And we're back on the stream, Mari. Hey, where are you at, though?
I am backstage.
You backstage? Well, there you go. Look at the beautiful Mari, everybody. Thank you guys for joining on Podcast Broadcast.
Hi, Suzanne.
I apologize for not doing a show on Friday. I did a half show on Friday. And I had to get out of here. You know, got things I had to take care of. And unfortunately, that meant that Powers and I could only do 6 to 8. And the rest of the show was the best of. But the good news is, no one seemed to notice and didn't get too many messages saying, hey, where you at? So, yeah, felt really good about that going into the weekend. As I just did a tease on here, we're going to do a joking off this hour. I have clips to share from earlier today, and I've been fighting a migraine all morning long. First off, let's not ignore the fact that I look dope in this beanie.
So dope, dude.
How dope do I look?
The dopest.
I got the look down.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. But this morning I woke up and, you know, when you're on the tip of the, you noticed it, Anthony and Manny. Sorry about that, guys. But you notice I was on the tip of the migraine, like it was happening because I could tell because my sight was off. So I attempted to put together the show sheet as I do, finish up the show sheet. And I just couldn't see. I couldn't read my laptop, nothing. And I was able to put together some stuff, but you'll see like in my show sheet, as I was getting to different parts, like 8:15, 8:30, I'm like, oh, I didn't put anything there. All right, I guess we're just freestyling.
At rogue.
Yeah, I went rogue and we've been having a good show. In fact, actually the consultant, if they were listening today, would be like, this is your best show. Ooh, you got 3-minute breaks. You guys really just bullshitting. That's what we don't pay you for. So yes, I apologize. You know, I love hanging out with you guys on the podcast broadcast, and it kicks off my weekend too on Friday. But unfortunately, you know, just could not do it that day. And you know, fine though.
Happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Funky Friday.
Yeah, I'm just at the tip of that migraine, and I've been fighting it off all morning long. And Mari's been helping me out by talking to me nonstop.
So much that you just can't think of anything else but all the things I talk about and rant about.
Right. And I'm just having like, you know, it's hard for me to hear. And and so I'm doing a lot of like, say what now? What was that? Huh? And yes,
okay, I'll still talk. I don't care if you can hear me or not.
Oh yeah. No, I'll still like pretend to listen all day long. I got some videos to show you here this morning as well. This one, I don't know if you saw this, but this is fucking crazy. I'm gonna do this right now. Let me share this. Okay, so imagine this, if you will. You're driving along the freeway, something happens, car accident happens, and you end up underneath a big rig. This is a nightmare, right? Nightmare scenario. But you end up underneath the big rig, and the big rig doesn't even notice that you're underneath it and just drags you down the freeway. And in that situation, you're still conscious. You got to look at other drivers and be like, hey, can somebody tell this guy to stop? This is exactly what happened to this woman. Now, you see the picture right here? You look at that, you're like, oh, this woman's dead.
Yeah.
Right? 100%. But that's not the case at all. This woman did not die.
Whoa.
You can see the woman in the vehicle when I play this clip. Check this out. Person just driving. Where's this at? In Milwaukee. Right? And this, look at this. This big rig driver, everyone driving around just driving like they don't even notice what's going on, or they don't even care. But the big rig driver just moseying along. Yeah, so this car, look it, comes up, and then you'll see someone in here waving for help. But that's half the car. See that? Hi, yeah, can you help me? Yeah, I'm kind of like about to die. Yeah, so that's how we're starting off the stream today. That's nutty, right?
And she's alive.
She is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wild. How'd she even do that?
I don't know how she did that. I mean, you answered it with a question. She. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's crazy. It was the migraine from the shakers and the margarita salt. Yeah. Did you hear that little bit that I did? My margarita story?
No.
Oh, you should have seen it too. So it's a little highlight clip, and I posted it on Instagram. So once you get on Instagram, you could hear it. But we went to Chili's, and my girlfriend and I both ordered margaritas, and it came out in shakers. And the bartender came out, and they shake the shakers in front of you. Mm-hmm. But she decided to shake them both up at the same time. Oh, no. And then she was like this, shaking like Shakira. And I'm just like trying not to look. like when Mary looks over at me, and I like look up, like, oh, look at those lights. The light structure in this building is amazing.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah, my peripheral, I'm just like seeing her boobs. And then the joke was that I still had a nice dinner, and I dropped off my girlfriend and my daughter, and I went back and ordered 2 more margaritas.
2 more.
Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the podcast broadcast. We're just reminiscing here, Mari and I, as we hang out. So as I teased before, I came across a study proclaiming the hardest drinking nation, or hardest drinking country in the world. Right now, you would think, especially during the past couple of years we had, that we'd be the hardest drinkers, Americans. Just binge drinking nonstop because, we're arguing with each other. We don't like anything. So, yeah, let's get drunk about it. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case, actually.
Huh.
It looks like Australia is the world's heaviest drinkers.
Really?
Yes. That makes sense to me.
Down under.
Yes, down under. That makes sense to me, though, because you ever seen like a Foster's can? Those things are like 42 ounces.
Yeah, they're giant.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a lot of wild animals they have to.
Yeah, everything can kill you in Australia.
Ignore with alcohol.
What is the only way to live and not in a panic state? And that's to be drunk, really. To not care, you have to be wasted.
It's pretty scary out there, it seems.
Yeah, now the average Australian gets drunk about 27 times per year. Or more than once every other week. Yes. So that's on par with someone in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Denmark and Finland are tied for second, and they get wasted about 24 times per year. But the U.S. is not far behind. That's good news. We could be there. We could be number 1.
So close.
And it isn't just drinking. It's talking about like getting blackout drunk.
Oh.
Where your physical and mental facilities are impaired and your balance is affected. So for me, I guess like 2 beers, and I'm knocking things over. But of all the countries they looked at, people in Mexico get wasted the least.
Really?
Just 9 times a year. Yeah. Go figure. I guess if you're like a party destination, like we go to Mexico to get blackout drunk.
Yeah,
they see us. They see us getting blackout drunk all the time. They're like, oh, I don't want to end up like those sloppy gringos.
No.
Interestingly enough, the drinkers in Ireland were the most likely to regret getting hammered. And on the flip side, people in Denmark and Finland were the least likely to regret their heavy drinking. Like, we did it. We'll do it again.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what the takeaway from this is, except for, what are we number 1 in anymore? Our whole slogan is we're number 1. If we can't even be number 1 in binge drinking, what are we even doing here?
I know. Who are we?
I know. So it's something to aspire to. This holiday season, once the holidays come around, Christmas and everything, just start drinking. We need to catch up.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the reset. We'll continue more of the podcast broadcast after we hear some AC/DC and Bush right here in Rock 102.1 KFMA. Oh, I'm getting like gassy all of a sudden.
Ooh.
What if I just croaked on the stream? Would that be great for ratings?
Yeah, totally.
All right, good.
It's sort of number 1.
Yeah. All right, so we had a lot of things that we covered this morning and been having a lot of fun. In fact, we talked about a bride that had terrible luck. And in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. 1 KFMA. For some people, if it wasn't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. A woman in Florida recently got married, and she went viral on TikTok after her wedding did not go according to plan,
Oh no.
which could drive bridezillas crazy.
Oh yeah.
Now, what was happening was she was exchanging her vows under a gazebo with her husband when all of a sudden she passed out.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is a bad sign, but maybe she was so excited to be marrying the man of her dreams.
Right.
Well, she wasn't, and maybe she was drunk. Well, she wasn't.
Oh.
She just hadn't eaten all day, and it was hot out in Florida. You know, you're super
Muggy.
humid.
Mhm.
It's humid, so yeah, you just dry up like a prune. And so she just passed out while saying the vows. Now, there was video of her exchanging the vows to where she passed out. Now, what the video didn't capture is her throwing up immediately after waking up.
Yikes.
So now she's like throwing up all over the place, and it's getting some on the groom. And this is
no.
happening all while they're still exchanging their vows. He's just like trying to marry his dream woman, and she's full blown turning into the exorcist here.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is a sign of things to come, I think. So, anyways, her sister came over to help her out and fan her off and help cool her down. And she was holding the bride's nephew, who's just a baby at the time.
Mhm.
And while she was doing this, trying to help, the kid pooped all over the wedding dress.
Oh no.
If it wasn't for bad luck, she'd have none at all.
Oh my.
Right? Now, it escaped from the diaper, ran down her sister's arm, and then got all over her. So now she's puking because she got poop on herself and dehydrated. So it's a double pukage. Finally, she got all cleaned, did the wedding photos later, and she says she can't wait to tell the story at her nephew's wedding someday. So, yeah, if she can make it that far, she better drink a lot of water.
I know.
So this hopefully will be a story if you were having bad luck over the weekend or even this morning, to feel a little bit better about your situation, because it could be worse. It could be this bride. And if I was the groom, annulment immediately. All right, we have to hit the reset, but when we were I've been burping a lot too.
A
Super
lot.
gassy. Yeah, sorry. I let it all out. Maybe it's the coffee, maybe it's not.
I
I don't know. I was just looking at Jeff's comment. Has anyone watched the new Cowboy Bebop on Netflix? Have you watched that?
No,
Maury?
Kenzo wants to, but we haven't yet.
Oh, it's good.
It
I
seems good.
watched first couple episodes. I have to rewatch and then really fully dive deep into it. But it was visually very exciting. You know,
Mhm.
I like the way they put it together. And to be honest with you, I don't know the backstory of Cowboy Bebop. Like, Powers can nerd out on that, but I wasn't a big anime guy. I mean, I can't even say it properly. So
Anime.
anime guy.
Anime.
Yeah, I'm not a big anime guy. And so I knew of it just basically hearing the name, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty cool. Kind of reminded me of The Fifth Element in a way.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's kind of like space cowboy bounty hunter stuff. Yeah. And then
Well, there's going to be a new Boba Fett in December.
yeah, okay, on Disney Plus.
Yep, I'm excited for that.
Have you watched Hawkeye?
I have not yet. I want to. I've watched all the other ones.
Now, Hawkeye, what they did, interestingly enough, for the series, which probably helps it out, is they made it set in around Christmas time.
Oh,
So they're releasing it
festive.
here
Mhm.
in December. So it's like they're almost guilting you into watching Hawkeye, being like, you have to. It's a Christmas series.
Mhm.
You like that? It's the holidays. They even lumped it together in their Christmas package. They're showing snow,
Mhm.
and Hawkeye is essentially like a Christmas story.
Yeah.
But they're not tricking me on that. I'm like, not too far. And speaking of Hawkeye, like, Gwyneth Paltrow gives zero fucks about the Marvel universe. And Gwyneth Paltrow's been in about like 8 Marvel films.
Yeah.
She's in the Avengers. She's in the Iron Man.
Mhm.
Hell, she is Iron Man. She in Endgame, she was a full-blown female Iron Man, right? So,
Mhm.
but she's notorious about not knowing anything about Marvel or even her co-stars. She's so up her own ass
Mm.
that she doesn't even like take the time to learn the co-stars that are in the films with her, right? So someone asked
Creepy.
her on Instagram, has she seen the new Hawkeye? And she responded with, no, I haven't. What is that?
What?
Yeah, she doesn't even know Hawkeye exists.
What?
Yes, and he's an
He's in
original
the movies.
Avenger. Yes. She has no clue. She doesn't watch. I mean, she showed up to the premieres, but I can guarantee you she didn't sit down and watch the movie.
No.
Yeah, she probably
How do you
went.
not know Hawkeye? He's such a cool guy.
Yeah, see, I'm not.
Who?
I'm not a pro Hawkeye guy. I don't
I
like
like-
Jeremy Renner.
Oh, I like him. Why don't you like him? I think he's not. He's cool.
I don't like his face.
I like his face.
You do?
I do.
He
I
looks
think
like he
makes a nice-
smokes 3 packs a day.
Well, is that the worst thing? No.
I don't know. You into that kind of stuff?
I mean, I've been a smoker.
Look, I know I shouldn't throw stones living in a glass house. I'm no supermodel myself, but there's just something about his face, very punchable, not superhero like.
Great.
He'd be a great villain.
No, I think he gives off like dad vibes.
That's a dad who drinks too much and hits your mom. 100%.
Crazy.
100%.
I do not agree with this.
He's the abusive dad. There's no way
No.
he's a good dad.
No, he looks like a cool dad that just works hard.
I think Jeremy Renner actually is a deadbeat dad. I think in real life, I think he may have a few.
Like he kicks kids at daycare.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess I'm alone. I thought he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he looks like he kicks kids at daycare. He does. So, all right. I need somebody to try to face off with Mari in the last word. I want to play a game, as I do on this Monday morning. It'll be good. The last word. Mari's really good. So 600 KFMA, if you want to call and attempt to beat Mari, our unbeatable goddess of games.
I got beat the other day, though. Who beat me?
Powers.
Ugh,
He was pretty sharp with it.
I know. Got me.
Oh, no. It's so good. But Nick, if you're out there, if anyone wants to try to beat Mari, I got a few categories that I haven't done yet that I think are pretty good. I did this nice little bit. I don't know if you guys heard this on the podcast. I'll play this for you right here. Let's see. Let me get this ready. Okay. So I asked this question to Austin and Powers. Okay. So Powers versus Austin, if you will. Let's check this out. Real quick, we're going to do a speed round of the last word between Austin and Powers. Austin, you can go ahead and start this off. Clock will begin when I finish giving you this category. Without using the word head. Hold on, who's this real quick?
Yo, it's Nick.
All right, Nick, hold on a second. Let me play this clip.
Are you going down, Mari?
Head, fill in the blank. Road, what? Go. So I asked him to fill in the blank without using the word head, fill in the blank. Road, blank, right? So what would you say in this situation, Mari, without using the word head?
Roadblock?
Roadblock. See, that's an excellent suggestion. Now, Austin had a really hard time. He couldn't get past roadhead.
Job. Road job.
Road job, no.
No.
Give me another guess.
Come
Come on. Road.
I'm so used to just calling it road.
No, you can't say that.
I give up.
No, don't give up. Come on. Road.
Road blow.
No, man, stop thinking of that. Without using head, fill in the blank. Road. Oh, you're
That's
terrible.
amazing.
You're the worst.
Road work.
Road
Oh
work,
my
dummy. Road
gosh.
work. Ah. Yeah, so there's so many different roads you could have done. All right, so Nick, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, boss.
All right, cool.
Ooh.
All right, so you're going to face off against Mari, 1 round of the last word. And Nick, I'll let you go first, okay?
No, let's let Mari go first.
Oh, look at this
that's
gentleman.
So sweet.
Oh, what a
Let me
gentleman. Okay, here we
let
go.
me turn down the podcast. Are you
Okay.
there, boss?
Yeah. Are you ready? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Mari,
Okay.
name something you talk to that can't talk back. Go.
A speaker?
A speaker, okay?
My dog.
Your dog, yes.
Cat.
Your cat, okay?
My 14-year-old.
No, your 14-year-old can't talk back.
Yeah, but he knows what happens when he does.
Yeah, okay. I'll allow it.
Okay.
TV.
TV,
Oh, all right. I was
okay?
going to say lizard.
Lizard, okay?
Oh. Radio?
Radio, okay?
The TV.
Nope, she already said TV.
Oh, my car.
Oh, ran out of time, Nick. What,
Bummer.
you say your car? Yeah.
I know that was mine too. That was my next one.
I'm surprised you
That's not
didn't
me.
mention like your schlong. You ever
Who talks to their schlong? You do?
No. All right. Well, thanks for trying, Nick. I'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Later, guys.
All right. Peace. All right. Yeah. No, I don't. That'd be weird.
Oh,
Oh, we got
okay.
15 seconds. I mean, that's insane. All right, I got a crazy story. We'll get into that. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the podcast broadcast. Man, I'm having like a case of deja vu. I feel like I dreamt of this moment back in 2016 when I was doing a show with Schmonty.
Huh.
Yeah.
This exact moment.
Thinking about this exact story about a guy with something stuck in his no-go hole.
Oh, no.
Let's talk about it. All right, this happened in England as a guy recently showed up to the ER with something stuck where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And you know what it was? It was a World War II artillery shell. Now, those things got to be pretty massive. They weren't like small 22 bullets.
No.
Yeah. It was like some John Holmes type of artillery. It's basically a huge bullet to take out tanks. So, yeah, like bigger than a Coke can.
What?
Yeah. Because if it's a bullet to take out tanks, Mari, it's got to be pretty big.
I guess so.
Yeah.
How do you fit that, though?
Well, very carefully.
No, I just like that flight.
Honestly, it'd be nicer with your husband if you just said, "Oh, I know how to fit that." Anyways, it was about 2.5 inches in diameter and about 7 inches long. Okay, so it was perfect size for some. Now he claimed he'd been cleaning a bunch of junk out of his house when he found it, and then he put it on the floor, slipped, and landed on it butt first.
Oh, wait, this is up his butt.
Oh, you can't say that.
Oh,
yeah, that's too descriptive.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the pee hole. Well,
no, yeah, but you're having trouble with this segment altogether. Now, doctors were able to remove the shell, then realized it might be dangerous and called the bomb squad. He had a bomb in his ass. No. This is usually when I go eat Chipotle, but like, watch out, bomb might go off at any moment. You better call the bomb squad. I got something up there that's about to come out, and it's going to be explosive.
Oh, I got my holes wrong, though.
Yeah,
okay, this makes a lot more sense now. So crazy.
Now, luckily, it wasn't something that could actually explode, but he almost did. Oh, my gosh. They said it was, quote, inert lump of metal, so there was no risk to life, at least not to anyone else's life. He is expected to make a full recovery, but they say that much like the artillery, he was a pain in the ass. I just want to share that story with you. If anything, that's like a morning moron part. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
totally.
Duh.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, the Detroit Lions just won their very first game. So does that mean they can still make the playoffs? It's kind of surprising, but I'll let you know after Jet. I'm Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's funny. You hear how Mari had such a hard time not getting us fired? She was trying so hard.
I thought you were saying the pee hole, not the number 2 hole.
You mean it's in his dick hole? No, you can't say that. Oh, you mean it's up his asshole? Oh, Jesus, Mari.
I'm sorry.
Get your mind out the gutter.
But I was really like, I couldn't conceptualize that big of a thing going up a pee hole. Like I was so stuck on it.
That could happen. I mean, it's possible.
I don't think so.
It's not recommended, but it's possible.
I don't know about that.
Can you picture the that big of a thing going in the bee hole?
Yeah,
Good
like
for
somebody
you.
said, lots of lube.
Yeah.
I mean, big things can go up that hole. Huge.
Oh, really? How big? Good things.
You watch porn. You know.
You're right.
I don't need to educate you.
Nope, you're right. You got me there.
Mhm.
And I do watch the porn sometimes.
Mhm.
I've seen some things. Ugh. There's some things that definitely
man.
shouldn't go. You want to joke off?
Yeah.
All right, grab your sheet. It's on the 915 page.
Let's go. Here we go.
I'm pretty sure we didn't do these, so. Oh, yeah. None of these jokes may be a couple days old. Like I said, I had a migraine.
Top 5 headlines of the day?
Yes.
Okay.
Top 5 headlines of the day. Let me get some music going on here. Let's see.
It's interesting. You can't say up. Well, I guess you can't be graphic on the radio.
Our rule of thumb, when I have guests in the studios, you can say thumb, you can say ass, but you can't say thumb in the ass.
Interesting.
So you're not allowed to be sexually descriptive. The FCC doesn't necessarily care about the curse words. It's just they don't like things to be sexually descriptive. They're very prude.
Huh.
And it's all because of Janet Jackson's nipple. That really started things off. Yeah. And then so I could get away with saying the F word more than I could about talking about penetration.
Weird.
I know. I know.
So strange.
A lot of things that people get confused on too when they come into the studio and they're about to be on the radio is they're baffled that they can't say shit because you can hear shit because shit's on network television now. They say shit all the time everywhere. And you're like, what? You can't say shit? Like, no, it's still a curse word. Really? Because I just heard that on Law and Order the other night. Like, I know you did, but no, it's still a cuss word here in Radio Land. Now, here's a fun fact. From 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., you could technically say shit all day long.
On the radio?
It's called Safe Harbor.
Really?
Yes, that is a time when you could be 100% uncensored, but radio stations don't take advantage of that. They should. If they want to compete against podcasts and stuff, they should make their late night programming be more adult friendly.
Make it a little spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because people like cuss words.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Weird.
Yeah, let's do these headlines.
All
I'm
right.
teaching you a thing or two about a thing or two.
I'm learning so much today.
All right. I'll start off and then and then you'll follow, okay?
Okay.
So every other. All right. Ozzy Osbourne turns 73 years old the other day. The Nobel Prize will be awarded to any scientist who could explain how that is possible. But okay. What's the next headline?
Kim Kardashian wants to glam up Pete Davidson to show everyone how hot he really is.
Oh, okay.
So I guess Kanye isn't the only one in the family that believes he can perform miracles.
Oh, yes. All right, here's another headline. I have to laugh at it because I wrote it. Jay-Z turns 52 years old tomorrow. He's hitting the age where his 100th problem is trying to find a proctologist with very thin fingers. Butt jokes. And I stumbled on my butt joke. All right. I'll try to do better.
College enrollment continues to plummet.
Oh, no.
Probably because even though the memories will last a lifetime, the loans will last even longer.
Yes, it will. Unfortunately. All right.
True.
And final headline of the day, a new report claims Americans are hoarding cash due to the pandemic. That's because due to inflation, it might one day be useful as toilet paper. Right? I wipe my ass with it. All right. Let's see. I said stumble on my butt joke. You know, this morning I had a couple realizations. One was that George Clooney is just a far better person than I am. It's a little disappointing, but yeah, I'll tell you how I came to that conclusion in this riveting clip. Check it out. Come back to Beef Vegan Presents. I was going over this George Clooney story, and at one point I'm like, oh, good for you. And at the other, there's another point that I was like, oh man, George Clooney is just such a better person than I am. Now, like a week or two ago, there was a news story floating around the internet about Will Ferrell turning down a big payday for Elf 2.
Right.
And rightfully so, because Elf 2 was probably going to suck. And Will Ferrell was like, yeah, this looks like it's going to suck. I already made a classic. I don't need to revisit that. I don't care about the money. I got money. And there's lots of money coming in. So it was a good reason to turn that down. Well, George Clooney actually turned down a $35 million paycheck for one day's work.
Oh.
Yeah.
35 million.
35 million. Now, George Clooney is rich and successful, so it's not like he needs the money, but
what a luxury.
It's very difficult to turn down $35 million just for one day, right? Because that's good money that, considering him and his wife are both humanitarians, he could have donated a lot of that money to charity.
True.
Right. But the reason why he turned down the $35 million is what makes him a good person. So it was an airline, a commercial airline that was going to pay him to basically be in a commercial for their airline. But it was for a country that engages in quote unquote questionable practices. Now, his wife is an international human rights attorney. And so they both decided that it was best to do a hard pass on this $35 million. George went on to say it was associated with a country that, although is an ally, it's questionable at times. And so I thought, well, if it takes a minute's sleep away from me, then it's not worth it. A minute's sleep for $35 million? Like, you value sleep that much where you can't lose sleep for a minute for $35 million?
35 million, too. It's not just like a million. This is 35 million.
Right. And so I don't know if I 100% agree, but I do know he's a better person I am, because I mean I have morals, believe it or not.
Oh.
There's a sandwich company, right? A
Mhm.
franchise. I won't say the name because I can't. But they had a spokesperson who would like to diddle kids. And I boycotted this personally. I boycotted this place because I'm just like, you know what? There was word on the street about this spokesperson diddling kids for years. And either you look the other way or you condoned it. And either way, that doesn't sit well with me. So I don't eat at that place, and my daughter doesn't eat at that place. And I've had a firm stance that I will not eat at that place because of this, right? And at the same time, you know, I get a job at a radio station, and they're like, "Hey, we got an endorsement opportunity for you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, who's it from?" And they're like, "The sandwich place that you boycotted."
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I was just like, "Well, how much does it pay?" And they're like, $25. And I go, I'm in. It took $25 for me to sell out. That's it. Only $25 to sell out, Mari. For George Clooney, he turns down $35 million. He will not sell out. But for me, my broke ass, I'm like, $25? How much after taxes? 19? I'll take it. So, there we go. That was my lesson of the day. Let's hit the reset. We got a whole lot more show to go on Beefy Presents, please. I mean, that's a good question here. Brian. Brian said, you know, like the vice president of Sony was busted in a pedo ring. Do I boycott my PS5? I think there's a lot more people involved in Sony than that dickwad. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Another reason was the sandwich company that I was talking about. I didn't like their sandwiches as well, so it made it easy. Like if Jersey Mike's that is in the same situation, I'd be like, be better, Jersey Mike's, but I'm disappointed in you, but you're so good.
Love Jersey Mike's.
I do. But in this case, though, yeah, I'm talking about the Jared Fogle thing, and without even saying it. And I followed this case because as it was coming out, it was noted and documented that this was not a surprise to people. You know, Jared Fogle being a creep and preying on young kids was something he was very vocal about to strangers. He would go to events like Subway or the restaurant grand openings. I got to be careful what I'm saying. He would go to these restaurant grand openings and talk to franchisees owners and be like, "You see that 9-year-old right there? Oh man, the things I would do to that 9-year-old," and get graphic.
Yikes.
Right? So this is a guy who literally gave zero fucks. And these franchisees were reporting to corporate his outrageous behavior and saying, "Hey, I just had Jared Fogle here. He was saying things that no man should ever say." All right. And he was saying it to me in front of customers. We have a problem. And Subway's like, eat fresh? Yeah, we're okay. Right? So I had this thing where I came up with the conclusion where it was basically one of two things could happen here. Like, A, they knew they didn't care, right? Because money over morals. Or B, they knew and they were supportive of that type of behavior. The people that ran the chain, the top of the ladder, the ones that make the decisions were supportive of this type of behavior. It was after the fact that all these reports kept coming in for their spokesperson that he was a potential pedophile. Bless you.
Thank you.
That they literally put his face on top of his kids club. Bless you again. Are you allergic to pedophile commentary?
Yeah, I am. I'm allergic to pedophiles.
Yeah, but they put him like on the kids menu, like after the fact.
That's awful.
It's disturbing, and it's enough. It's like there is no corporate accountability, which is unfortunate because they should have been accountable for all of that. There's a man in prison right now, and he's actually, I think, here in Tucson, the pedophile prison down south in southern Arizona, where a lot of notorious pedophiles and sex offenders are all housed. In their own prison because because it's a risk for them to be in general population,
right?
Because they're the lowest of the low.
Ugh,
but he's facing the accountability. I don't think he'll ever see the light of day, and that's great.
No.
But But hey, don't you snitch on me, Trevor. You're the one who sold me that goddamn account, and I sold out for $25. So I could bitch about it on the stream. Don't you dare snitch on me. But yeah, Trevor knows this story is true because I'm like, how much does it pay? $25? Okay, fine. I'll put away all my beliefs for $25.
$25.
I got a kid to feed. All right. Let's get on the air. Rocco on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. I did tease earlier on in the show for the podcast broadcast that the Detroit Lions, those bastards too, they won their first game. They were 0-10-1 as of Saturday. And then they won their first game, which I am furious for because I had a 7-game parlay on FanDuel that would have paid me $250. And the Detroit Lions, with the last second touchdown, ruined that. And I lost my $10 bet. But more importantly, I lost out on $250. So I was furious that the Detroit Lions even won a game this season.
Right.
Now, before they even went into this Sunday's game, I saw a piece saying that even though the Detroit Lions are 0-10-1, or now 1-10-1, they're actually still eligible for the playoffs. Yeah, and this is showing how the system in the NFL is just straight up broken. And they need to start working on like the best records overall in the entire league and forget this division nonsense, because a team like the Lions, who have been garbage and continue to be garbage, should not be even thinking about playoffs right now. They should be thinking about restructuring their entire franchise. Yeah, but so the NFL and CBS Twitter account posted all the games that they need to go their way between now and the end of the season for it to be possible. And it's a lot. Like the Cowboys kept them alive last week by beating the New Orleans Saints. And everything else going Detroit's way is as likely as like Aaron Rodgers taking a selfie with Dr. Fauci, but mainly because the Lions will have to win all 6 of their remaining games, starting with the one they just won. So they got 5 more to go. After that, they play the Broncos, the Cardinals, who should stomp them. Cardinals are 10-2, by the way, which is fantastic. The Falcons, the Seahawks, and the Packers. And then both the Jets and the Dolphins have to beat the Saints. But if they do, then the Detroit Lions could go into the playoffs at 6-10-1. Yeah. I know you're a girl. You're like, I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
They have pretty uniforms, Mari.
Are they blue?
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
All right. Well, I thought it was interesting.
It's interesting to most, for sure.
All right. Let's wrap things up with the beef tip after the break. You can join us on our Rock 1 2.1 podcast right now on the Rock 1 2.1 Facebook page or youtube.com/beefvegan, where you can subscribe. We'll be back next.
Woo.
Dramatic pause. There we go. Hey, if you think that exit wasn't smooth, just keep in mind, I'm looking like a fat M&M right now dealing with a migraine. So that was extra smooth for someone in my position.
So smooth. Too.
Yeah. It was a bad call to talk sports ball with Mari. I get that's not the forte. I just wanted to shit on the Lions a little bit because they made sure I lost money.
I beat my cousin in fantasy last night, but I feel really bad.
Why?
Because I actually wanted her to win, and I didn't really do anything to my team this week because I just wanted her to win.
You're way too nice. You're way too nice. You actually wanted her to win?
She has a chance. I don't know if I have a chance. Like, she has the chance. Okay. But I've texted her, and she hasn't responded, so I don't think she's very happy with me. But, like, my Kittle got, like, 40 points.
Who did?
Kittle.
Oh, really?
You were telling me, who's Kittle? I told you Kittle is a little point maker sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even get involved in fantasy this year. I've just been spending money on gambling, and I was doing well. I was up, and then I just blew all my account.
You really were.
I know. No, I cashed out a lot. I still made over $400.
Oh.
And then over Thanksgiving, I put another $25 into my FanDuel page, and I won like 40 or whatever. And I was playing with that money, and I was going for a 7-game parlay, which is betting all 7 games. It was super easy. I was picking all the favorites with one upset. And I thought betting against the Lions was the safest bet out of all of them because, again, they were 0-10. They haven't won a game this season.
Oh, man.
And that's the one game they won. And the way they won it was such a dramatic fashion because they were losing to the Minnesota Vikings in the fourth quarter. And it was like literally like less than a minute and 30 left. And the Lions were down by like 5. They're down by a touchdown. And they were able to do this like miracle drive and score. And then afterwards, just to make sure I wouldn't be too mad at them, they went on and dedicated the game to the school shooting.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And then I'm like, now I feel like a dick because I'm like cursing the Lions.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh,
They're
did
good guys.
I don't know if you guys been following that situation, but it's very strange. Okay.
Very
So
odd.
a 15-year-old kid, with a 9mm went in school and shot up a bunch of classmates is something, unfortunately, in America we've seen time and time again. They arrested his parents, though. And his parents went on the run for a minute. And then they were caught, and then they're being held on like $50,000 or $500,000 bond. Either way, it's extremely high. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this unravels and what their role was in their son shooting up classmates in the high school, because it's looking like that it might have been not only encouraged, but it might have been 100% planned by them.
Oh, really?
That's what they're speculating. Now, this gun that he got, like his dad bought it just a couple days before he went on this shooting rampage. And yeah, and then gave him the gun, and he went to school and did that horrendous thing. And there's video footage I didn't even want to share. I didn't talk about it on the air about him trying to coax his classmates out of the classroom, saying the sheriff department's here. And they're like, oh, we don't trust that right now. And he's like, come to the door and see for yourself, bro. And then kids are like, he said, bro. Sheriffs don't say bro.
I saw that. And they go out the back window.
Yeah. They were smart enough. And luckily he only had a 9mm and not like an assault rifle, but still
does the damage.
Yeah. Now we've seen this before, and the parents never get charged for this kind of stuff. But for whatever reason, it looks like authorities decided to charge both the father and the mother. So it's going to be really interesting to see why here in the upcoming weeks. But it's a brutal thing. And this is the challenge of doing morning radio when you're trying to just make people laugh and distract them.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah, this heavy stuff continues to get piled on, with the COVIDs and, the shootings and what, I met 2 girls from Colorado on Saturday. I went to the Chiba Hut grand opening, and their corporate headquarters in Colorado, because of course it is, and 2 ladies that work there. So I'm BSing with them. And, we're talking about the weather and how warm it's been in Tucson this year and Arizona in general. And they're like, tell us about it. We haven't gotten any snow at all. And it's unheard of at where we live. We normally we've had snow for a month by now. And we haven't gotten anything. It's been tank top and shorts weather in Colorado this entire winter. And you're like, damn, that's not good.
It's been hot here. It was a hot November.
It's been insanely hot. In fact, it is funny, over Thanksgiving weekend, I was sitting down watching the news and the weatherman with my girlfriend's parents, and they like to, talk to the TV. And we're cracking up at the weatherman, Sean. I forgot his last name, but I've known him, watching him growing up. How mad he was reporting the weather. He's like, the high today is fucking 78 degrees. It's December. Well, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Tomorrow, the low's going to be 68. What is going on? And then next week, we're going to have 84 degree weather. This guy was having an aneurysm doing the news and the weather report. And he just so angry. You see the weather guy so angry to report on high temperatures. In the summertime, you see it all the time. You rarely see it at the tail end of November, early December.
I guess it's going to cool off, though.
Whatever, for a week.
I mean, it goes down to 59 on Friday.
It's been, I'm wearing a beanie today, so it's beanie weather for me. But again, I'm just trying to wrap my head because the pressure.
I know. Does it work?
Well, I tell you what, I thought my head was going to explode when I was yelling, pretending to be the weatherman.
That's not good for your brain.
I know. We had a good round of F My Life today, and even had a phone call. Joe called in to share his F My Life, and it went a little something like this. In case you missed it, check it out.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward.
It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupider.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Rockland 2.1 KFMA, another day, another round of F My Life's here. These are emails sent to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air on this Monday morning, you can give us a call right now, 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. Mari, you ready to weigh in on these FMLs?
Yep.
All right. First one was sent to me by Phoebe. She said, today, like every other day for the past 2 weeks, my husband was not in the mood for sex. He told me this while diddling himself.
Oh.
Whoa. Oh, I wonder if he's making eye contact.
Oh. Awkward.
If you're making eye contact, technically that is that's sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. But F My Life for Phoebe?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it looks like he gave up. Yeah, that sucks, Phoebe. All right, next F My Life situation sent to me by Brent. Said, today I sent a love message to my wife asking if she was horny. Minutes later, I realized I sent it to my mother-in-law.
Oh, no.
What if the mother-in-law responded like, yes, I am.
Hey.
Yes, I am, Brent. So
waiting
very
for
horny.
this.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this since the wedding. Oh, that's an FML, though,
Oh,
for
yes.
sure.
Big
All right.
time.
Kristen sent me an email and she said, today I found out that my neighbor has been watching my husband and I have sex for 2 years, for the 2 years we've been married. He slaps his sausage and smokes 5 cigarettes while he watches. Jesus, we got a theme going on here today.
Mhm.
F My Life, you say
Yeah.
yes?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones. Rock 1 who's this?
This is Joe. I got an F My Life for you.
All right, Joe, what do you got?
Guy failed to tell me he was exposed to or had COVID in his home, and I run a handyman service and lost over a week of work.
Oh,
no.
you
And
got
it's making things difficult.
Yes, that
That
happens
does
to
suck.
us, too. It sucks.
Did you try just snorting some antibiotical? What is it called again?
Monoclonal antibodies.
Yeah, monoclonal. Why can't I say it?
It's hard. It's a mouthful.
Monocrobial antibodies.
Yeah.
I wish I could afford it.
Right?
Yeah, me too, Joe. F our lives for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, screw that guy. Definitely FML. I'm gonna hit the trombone sound effect for you, Joe. Hopefully you feel better.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, dude.
Mhm.
All right, and we'll do one final F My Life today. Sarah wrote in and said, today my boyfriend said that to be extra careful, he's been taking my birth control pills too.
Oh, my God. What?
F My Life, what do you say, Mari?
Yeah, you got an idiot for a boyfriend.
Yeah, man, don't breed. Make sure he eats all of the birth control pills. All right, F My Life. Go ahead and get your emails in. That's beefvegan@kfma.com. We have more Beef Vegan Presents coming up after the break. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Because it's been like 40 minutes at this point because I did it like at 8:55.
Sorry, you weren't supposed to see that. Mari's on the phone with someone right now, and I'm whispering.
Mari?
She couldn't wait 7 minutes.
Yes. Weber?
Oh, we're on. Mari, we're on the air.
What was that?
I'll wrap it up. Here, you do your own thing. I'll do the radio show. Don't worry. Mari just took off. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That is all the time we have for the show. And Mari just stepped out of the studio to handle mom business. Yeah, she's doing mom stuff. But I do want to leave you with this beef tip before I go. According to a recent survey, 1 in 4 people say they belong on the naughty list this year. All right. Out of a survey of 2,000, they looked at how Americans treat themselves during the holidays and revealed that nearly 3 in 4 are likely to buy themselves a present this year. Right. And a staggering 9 in 10 respondents still spoil themselves with presents, even when they receive gifts from others. And I think this is actually a good call. The good chance is, especially if you're a parent, you're going to get something you don't even like or need, like a tie or some more socks or some underwear. Now, you probably need the underwear, but you could have bought those yourself. So I always take the time out to treat myself. And that is my beef tip to you. All right, you're going out there, you're shopping for others, and that's very considerate of you. And you should absolutely give people gifts. It's a good feeling. but not as good as the feeling as giving yourself something that you really want. That new PS5 looks really good. Treat yourself, right? That new motorcycle, that seems pretty awesome too. Treat yourself, right? New underwear, yeah, you can let your mother-in-law buy you that. But either way, the beef tip today is set some money aside for yourself to treat yourself and give yourself a very Merry Christmas or holidays in general. Would you agree on that, Mari?
I would.
All right. Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for joining us on the podcast broadcast stream. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page, youtube.com/beefvegan. Tomorrow morning, Powers will be in studio. We'll talk with the Arizona Bowl director, Kim. I forgot her last name, but we'll be talking more about the Arizona Bowl. Give away tickets for Beef Cheap Seats. That keyword is spider, by the way. You can go to KFMA.com and get your half-price tickets right now using the word spider, and a whole lot more. Until then, Riley's up next. Enjoy the rest of your day, and as always, drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later.
Woo.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come and end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.